If you decide that you're going to start what I call a home-based business, there's going to be a point in time where you have to make a distinction between working from home and actually having a home office. Now that sounds goofy when you hear it, but I want you to think about it in this context. If you're working from home, depending on the type of job you have or the type of work that you're doing, it's possible that you're doing work all over the house. Whether it be, working in your dining room, working in your bedroom, or working outside. And like I said, it really depends on what you're doing. But at some point, especially if you have an accountant, you can talk to them about this and they can kind of make sure they drill it down. You may want to have a dedicated office space where you have a home office, where the bulk of your activities are done, whether it be your bookkeeping, your marketing, your client development, whatever the case may be, because that is the space that you want to utilize for purposes of drilling down where you're actually doing work. And also you have to also remember it from a messaging standpoint as well as a PR standpoint. When you're telling somebody you're working from home, it kind of sounds like you got a hookup, like, I work from home and everything like that. Oh, okay. There's this mental picture of you got some things thrown in the garage and you got a little shed out in the back, and that's basically the basis of where you do your business. If you're telling people that I have a home office, that generates this mindset that you have a dedicated space solely for the purposes of doing work. No, you don't have a PlayStation in there. No, you or your spouse's clothes aren't hung all over the place. That's where you do the business. And when you have a home office, you can treat it as such. Meaning when you walk down the hallway from your bedroom or from the living room or from the kitchen and you walk through the door of your home office, you're viewing your home office just like you would as if you were going into your regular office. And I can tell you this is even more magnified today as we're in the telework environment, where you're finding yourself in a situation where you're working more from home as a result of the COVID-19. So I say this to tell people that if you are thinking about starting your own home-based business, and again, I encourage people to talk to an accountant, a CPA, or somebody about the tax implications of using a portion of your house in terms of running a business. That if in the course of you deciding to start your own business and you're trying to break things down accordingly and making the distinction of having a dedicated workspace for actually doing your work, think about having a true allocated space for your work that's dedicated for that purpose. So even if you're working from home, if you know that you're doing woodwork, you say, at my home shop. If you have your home office or at your home gallery, you want to make that distinction so that people won't think that you're literally kind of doing this work on the side as a hobby, making a couple extra dollars, or as opposed to telling them I have a clear-cut, defined space, which is serving the purpose of me conducting my commercial or a retail business specifically from this location within my home that's separate and apart from everything else that I do.